Sam. Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Planning and zoning meeting for December 13. Roll call.
Mark Klein-Wiltering,
Yes.
Fred Grine,
Yes.
Tim Potabom,
Yes.
Jane Corver,
Yes.
Kevin Welch,
Yes.
Chris Knuckles, Dennis Vandenhall,
Yes.
Myrna Wagner, Dean Field.
Yes.
Article 2, approve the minutes from the September 27 meeting. Angie? You gotta approve them, you gotta vote on them.
Yeah.
Minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
What?
You gotta approve the minutes?
We need a motion.
Oh,
and a
yeah,
second.
I'm way ahead of it, aren't I? We need a motion to
Why are
approve
you
the
looking
minutes.
at me?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. I'll second.
Okay, Angie?
Grine,
Yes.
Klein-Wiltering.
Yes.
Potabom.
Yes.
Corver.
Yes.
Welch.
I don't know. I wasn't here.
Did you read them? Okay. Field.
Yes.
Okay. Vandenhall.
Yes.
Yes.
Article 3, consider rezoning of 4901 300th Street from ag to suburban residential. Sam?
Thank you. So the city has a 1 mile plating jurisdiction in O'Brien County and 2 mile zoning jurisdiction. This property is outside of the plating jurisdiction, is within the 2 mile zoning jurisdiction. The construction commenced sometime last year. The home is very nice. It's almost finished at this point, but for compliance reasons, it's important to have the property properly rezoned. It's also been reviewed by the FAA. So I don't know, do you have anything to add, Steve? You helped review this permit or this request?
All right, thanks. No, I don't have much to add. Sam did a good job. This just comes down to a use issue. So you would think out where it is, it wouldn't be much of an issue, but in accordance with the city zoning in an ag district, single-family residences actually aren't allowed. Residential uses in an ag district have to be tied to farming, like a farm residence or something along those lines. So in order for it to technically be compliant with the city zoning regulations, that's why we're looking at the suburban residential. It's also consistent with the other acreages out there by the properties. So, and it does fall within the 2 mile zoning jurisdiction. So that's why we're here.
Recommend approval, and we've had no concerns raised.
Do we have a motion to approve?
I motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
Ask the property owner if you want, he doesn't have to, but.
Wayne, you don't have to, but you got any comments? Okay, thank you. Vote.
Field.
Yes.
Wagner. Yes. Vandenhall.
Yes.
Welch.
Yes.
Corver.
Yes.
Potabom.
Yes.
Grine.
Yes.
Klein-Wiltering.
Yes. Article 4, consider request from City of Sheldon to vacate unapproved 13th Avenue north of 14th Street. Sam?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So there's a link to the overhead view in your packets. This lot actually was platted, or I'm sorry, it was parceled off in Beacon, which is the county GIS, a number of years ago when the city was looking at a street assessment on 14th Street. So it has the VAC initials in Beacon, indicating it has been vacated, but it has not been formally vacated. And so this is a housekeeping item. This does not dispose of the property. It merely establishes the fact that the city of Sheldon has no intent to improve this property as a street. Disposal or sale is a separate issue. So that has been handled, that has been handled in different ways in the past, but one of the more common ways is to split the lot, each piece going to adjacent neighbors, but we don't have to deal with that now. All we're doing is establishing that we don't need to have the property for a street anymore. So then ultimately, after your approval, assuming you approve it, then the city council would have a hearing.
Do we have a motion?
I got a question. It looks like there's a lot back there that would have no access if that was vacated, to the north of the house on the left.
That property, Corey, would you address that for us, since you're here?
That lot was owned by Wilma Nischel, who is directly to the east of this right-of-way. And that lot that Wilma owned was not continuous or whatever because of this right-of-way. So you're right, except that lot, it may not be recorded on what you're looking at yet, but it has been transferred to the owner to the west of the right-of-way, which is Hyman. So that initial property is for sale, and so was that lot that you're talking about. And Joe Hyman next door, Joe and Megan bought that lot from Nischel. So now that's together with the property to the west of this right-of-way.
Okay?
We got a motion out there. Do we get a second?
I'll second it. I'll second.
Any further discussion on that? Angie?
Vanden Hall?
Both of them. Yes.
Wagner?
Yes.
Field?
Yes.
Welch?
Yes.
Corver?
Yes.
Potabom?
Yes.
Grine?
Yes.
Simultry?
Yes.
Thank you.
Article 6, consideration of Tried Jenks, is that how you say that, Sam? John Jenkinson and Landon, owner Landon Beck Engineering. So, Sam, you'll take that one too?
Yeah, Landon, you want to help us out with this one? Just describe what the applicant's asking for and maybe mention the future access issues.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I've been working with John on the subdivision there along Country Club Road. He's proposing 5 lots, one of which would be just under 3 acres. The remaining 4 would be right around 1.1 acres. So he's proposing, I believe the first item on the agenda is the rezoning from ag to residential single. And the setbacks he's proposing with the subdivision are actually greater than the minimum required in RS. And he's elected to go that route just to keep a greater setback off of Country Club Road and kind of keep it continuous with his previous subdivision to the north there. There is city access, city right-of-way to the north of this subdivision if you look in that overall map that we submitted. So there's a 60-foot right-of-way there now for future access to the property to the east. And then the most reasonable spot that we had thought a second access in the future would be down off of 330th Street in line with another subdivision on the south side of 330th there. We do have a note in the plat that sidewalks would be required to be installed following construction of a home, and then that right now there is not access to city sanitary sewer. So septic systems would be installed as of right now, but if in the future becomes access to the city sanitary sewer system, that all lots would be required to connect at that time. Otherwise, I think Steve's report lays everything out nicely and explains
the proposal, so if you guys got any questions, let me know.
Any questions of Landon? Steve, do you have any input on that?
Not much. Landon did a good job of explaining everything. I would just point out that there are technically two separate actions that the commission would be looking at today. One would be the rezoning request of the property, and then the second would be approval of the preliminary and final plats. So, obviously the reason for the rezoning is because the layout of the plats, the lot sizes and the lot widths is not conforming with the ag district, and also the use of residential dwellings is not consistent with the ag district. So we need that rezoning in there to be consistent. And the rezoning is consistent with the residential properties straight north of this development. And as Landon pointed out, there's actually going to be property covenants that are going to be more restrictive than the city's ordinance. So I have no concerns over setbacks or any of that.
Thank you. So the first item we need to do is rezoning from ag to residential single. Do we have a motion?
I'll move that.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion on this matter? Angie?
Klein Wiltering,
Yes.
Grine,
Yes.
Potabom,
Yes.
Corver,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Vandenhoff,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes.
Field.
Yes.
Can we do both of them in one, or we gotta do separate?
No, both is fine.
Okay. The next, we gotta consider the preliminary, and we can consider the preliminary and the final plat both together on that. So, you got anything on that, Steve, at all, or nothing, or?
No, I think it's, yeah, the proposals have been pretty thoroughly vetted through Public Works and Sam and myself in conformance with the minimum requirements for the lot sizes, lot widths, lot layouts within the RS zoning district, and everything conforms. There's no proposed variances from subdivision. So everything is in line from zoning compliance perspective.
Okay. Thanks, Steve. Do we have a motion?
Can I ask a question?
You can ask questions, yes.
I think this is a Steve question, perhaps it's back, I'm not sure. You mentioned a second access off of 330th, then that would go behind the new water tower towards those lots? Is that the plan? And so the first access is off of Country Club directly to each lot, or?
The second access, Myrna, is to the property to the east of these lots. So,
Future.
in
Okay.
case there's more development behind. So there'd be two access points, one off Country Club Road and one off 3.
And is the one to the north where there's that 60-foot easement in between lot 4 and 5?
Correct, yep. And then there's also a storm sewer outlet there, so that would allow us to extend drainage at that time if we need be. And I guess one other point you can see it on the final plat, between lots 4 and 5, there's a wider easement than the other lots, and that is because there's another storm sewer outlet from the roadway between those two lots. So we number one, need to protect the over-the-ground drainage that is currently there, but also need the ability to potentially extend pipeline through there at a later date if need be.
Does the city have any time frame that they would make, if somebody built a home and they had to put a $15,000 septic system in, is the city going to put, city water and sewer that within 2 years, all of a sudden now they have to connect and they just spent $15,000? So I'm just trying to get an idea of what's the time frame that these people who want to build aren't all of a sudden going to be in a year, their septic system is.
So the challenge with that, Jane, if you click on the link that says general map location, so the challenge with all of that is that there is 73 acres that Mr. Jenkinson owns to the east of these lots. And as you know, because you live in this area, our sewer service coming from the north, from the railroad tracks, it gets very shallow. Matter of fact, in front of Gary Doppenberg's house, the last manhole we have in between his horseshoe driveway, we're like 4 feet deep there. So you guys have lift stations within your home just to get out. So if we were to get sewer here, the most likely scenario would be, it would be sewer for the whole 73 acres to the east of you, and the low spot of that 73 acres is in the northeast corner. So I can't give you an answer of when that might happen, but I guess what I'm telling you is it would probably take that whole development to be developed in one fell swoop next time
Oh, to do it.
to do it. So
I just.
I don't have a crystal ball to say if and when
Yeah.
that'll be, but that's what it would likely take
'Cause
for us
that-
to
yeah.
get service there.
Yeah, because I'm just wondering, because I know any client that would be interested in buying a lot is going to ask that. So, no, thanks.
Yeah, and water did not used to be in front of these lots, but as part of our new tower project, we ran a 10-inch main right in front of these lots, so they will have access to city water.
Okay.
Any other questions? And then we're looking for a motion for consideration of preliminary and final plats. Support?
Second.
Any other questions or discussion? Angie?
Field,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Corver,
Yes.
Potabom,
Yes.
Grine,
Yes.
Van Wiltering,
Yes.
Vanden Hulk.
Yes.
That is all that is on the report here. Sam, do you have anything else to bring or discuss, or?
I do not.
We are looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Angie?
Vanden Hulk,
Yes.
Field,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes.
Welch, Corver,
Yes.
Potabom,